Hey friends, I've been getting a lot of questions lately about the real estate market, and the main question I'm getting is, are we in a bubble? Is this what we experienced back in 2006 through however long it lasted, '08, or even beyond that? The short answer is no, we're not, and there's three main reasons. One is lending requirements, two is buyer demand, and three is the housing shortage. So, lending requirements. Back in '06, it took very little documentation, almost none, to be qualified for a mortgage. So you had tons and tons of people who really were not capable of affording properties. They were not handing in documentation showing proof of income. And you had people who really didn't need to be qualifying to get a mortgage purchasing second homes or even third homes. So that was a lot of the issue back then. If you've tried to get a loan in the recent years, you know how difficult it is and how much documentation and paperwork it takes to prove that you are indeed qualified to purchase. All right, two, buyer demand. And this goes along with number three of the housing shortage. You know, back in the Great Recession, we had a plethora of homes on the market, whereas right now we have less than a month's worth of inventory on the market. So the buyer demand is still incredibly high, whereas obviously we had the opposite during the recession in that we had way more homes on the market than buyers. Okay, our new construction at the time had fallen off or had been, cranked up exponentially. So much so that we had so many new homes on the market. Well, since then, builders have been, much more cautious about how much product they put out there. And now with the rise in our population, there's just simply not enough homes out there. They've still not caught up from the little bit of gun shy that they got back after all of the issues that we had in the Great Recession. So those are the main reasons why we're in a very different situation than we were back during that time. So again, it's not easy to get a mortgage right now. You really have to jump through a lot of hoops. The buyer demand is so high. Our interest rates are low. So what do we expect to happen? Over the next year and beyond that, you're going to see interest rates trickle higher. But they're still probably going to stay pretty low for a while. So that means that the home that you may want to look at now, even though it's, you might say, gosh, the prices are just so high. Well, we don't expect them to fall. We don't expect them to fall by any means by next year. They're going to start plateauing a little bit. They're not going to keep rising at this crazy fast pace that they have in the past, especially 6 months. But we're not projecting anything to fall. Now, of course, crazy things can happen. Who would have thought we would have been in a pandemic last year? But unless something, just totally blindsides us, we don't foresee those prices going down anytime soon. Meaning that the home that you might be able to afford this year might be a little bit more next year, but coupled with the interest rates rising a little bit could kind of price you out of it by next year. All right. So I hope that's helpful to you. We do not see that we're in a bubble. We do not have people getting second and third mortgages that they can't afford. Our lending requirements are still quite strict, although they have loosened some. So that is something we need to watch, that we don't repeat history. But so far, I think we're in the safe zone as far as that goes. Oh, and if you're wondering about foreclosures from all of those who have been in forbearance, that is not likely. Most that were in forbearance have now caught back up, or at least come out of forbearance, and because they've gone back to work. Some haven't, of course. There will be some foreclosures eventually, but remember, foreclosures take such a long time. So the foreclosure ban has been in effect still to this day. So for the foreclosures to come through, you're looking at least a minimum of a year from now, if not two. So, and that's also a lot of time still for people to get back on their feet. So I hope this helps you. I hope it's some useful information to you. As always, you're more than welcome to reach out to me with any questions. I would love to hear from you. Have a great day.